Hey, welcome back to Bit Different. It's Cetine.
And it's Rob.
How's it going?
Good. I don't know about singing like everything I'm saying, but
no, it's
not that
supposed to
good.
Be creepy.
Oh, it
yeah,
was
because
like,
my story, I have a story that I wanted to tell last week and I forgot, and it's really fucking creepy.
Okay, well, like, should we go right into it?
I want to go right into it.
Okay, good, because I'm really curious. Like, since you told me that you had a thing to talk about, but then of course you forgot what it was, so now I need to know.
And I remembered, and I'm glad I forgot because it scares the shit out of me every time I think about it. So this has been going on, I think, for about 2 years now. In the summer, because we're in LA, so there's a lot of creepers around.
Yeah.
And I'm in West Hollywood, so the weather's really nice, and we happen to have a lot of homeless population around here.
That's because the weather's nice.
The weather's nice. And anyhow, of course, I'm going to leave my window open. And I'm on the 3rd floor, so I'm not scared of being like somebody coming in my window or anything. But literally during the summer, I would say almost like clockwork, at about 3 a.m., this woman, and I don't know how old she is. She could be really old or really super young, but she has the voice of a little girl. And she comes and she sets up her camp, and I haven't seen what she looks like, so I don't know, but she'll just start talking to herself outside the window and start calling out to the cats, because there's a house right behind us and they have cats. And it's the creepiest thing. And I literally sit in bed. I'm like, oh my God, she's crawling up the fucking wall and looking in my bedroom right now. And I was too terrified to look out the window, but I somehow have to close it. And so finally I muster up the strength, and I'll usually slowly close the window because I don't want her to like call me out like, hey, what you doing up there? So I close the window and I creep back into bed, and then I turn my phone on the music on Spotify, and I turn it up real loud. I'm like, oh my God, get this woman out of my head. I think she's the devil reincarnated, because they say at 3 a.m. that's like the devil's hour.
I did not know that.
Because like I think 3 p.m. is supposed to be like when Jesus was on the cross or something. I don't know. I'm not too big into all that, but I think that's what it is. So to mock Jesus, the devil comes at 3 a.m. And I think she's the devil. Anyhow, that's my story. But it still happens to this day.
That's how many years has this been going on? 2?
2 and going.
And how frequently? Like during the summers, it was just like every night?
Typically every night. I don't always stay up till 3 a.m., but if I'm up, if I was playing games or something and I happen to go to sleep, she will be there. And she will come up and you'll hear her cart rolling. You'll hear this. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I feel like you just have to like face this fear and just see what she looks like, just to sort of like...
I've creeped and peeked out the window, but there's nothing there.
Oh God.
And there's this kind of like, it's not really an alleyway, but there's this like side section between our building and the next building. It's probably about maybe 6 feet long. So, it's enough for somebody to be able to set up camp right there. And yeah, that's where she nests. And I asked my roommate, I was like, is it just me, or do you hear this creature woman calling out to cats and talking to herself at like certain hours of the night? He's like, oh my God, I thought I was hearing things. I was like, no, she's real, and she will get you, and she will eat your children.
Well, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it's very scary.
I'm sorry that's happening to you.
I've kind of thought of calling the police, but I'm like, they won't find her because she's a demon. She'll just disappear.
She'll crawl up a wall and disappear.
Yeah. She'll crawl up my wall.
Yeah.
I even locked my balcony door because I'm like, she probably knows how to like climb really easily, like a specter.
All right then. Well, that's awful.
Yeah, that's my story.
I don't like that story.
I'm sorry. How about you? What's going on in your life?
Well, I just finally had, I guess, a rite of passage for gay men everywhere. Todd showed me.
You saw your first Broadway musical?
No, that happened when I was a teenager, actually.
Oh, good for you.
But I finally saw Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Oh.
Which, of course, my mom always talked about that movie as the movie that like scarred her for life.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom was, I think, 11 when that movie came out, and she wasn't really expecting some sort of psychological
thriller.
Yeah, like that. And so, of course, now Todd and I are watching the show Feud, Betty and Joan, on FX.
Is it good?
It's
You're
watching two acting greats kind of, do their thing, so it's fun to watch. I don't know if it's a good show yet.
Do they overact?
No, I mean, it feels like they're it is interesting. It feels like Jessica Lange is sort of miscast, but Susan Sarandon, if you cross her eyes, like she looks like Bette Davis.
Mm-hmm.
It's really pretty cool.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like not having seen the movie that it was, telling the making of, because it's about the making of Baby Jane. I couldn't appreciate it fully. So I'm glad I got to see the movie, because now I sort of recognize what they're going for, and also I know what it ended up becoming by the time it was done, this sort of iconic movie. So that was fun. We watched that last night.
That's so, that movie kind of set the precedent for the hairstyle for that era.
Really?
What's the actress's name?
Joan Crawford or Bette Davis? Which one?
Oh, wait. No, never mind. I'm thinking of Rosemary's Baby all of a sudden.
No.
No.
Oh, yeah, because that was the Vidal Sassoon
oh my gosh,
look that Mia Farrow did.
Thank you. But that's a whole different movie. Let's not go there.
Well, that movie is like horror perfection.
But I wrote a letter to Daddy. Oh my gosh, I think she's the one who is out on my fucking... She sounds just like this homeless woman. And what's crazy... Oh my God, what if it's Bette Davis's ghost who's out there? Because we're on Fountain. This is Fountain Avenue that she like roosts on. And one of her famous sayings is that a newscaster asked her, if you have any advice to give the youth of today, like the actors or whatever, what advice would you give them? And she goes, take Fountain.
Yeah, like the way to get to Hollywood or whatever.
Yeah.
Take Fountain.
I think her ghost is here.
So that happened. And then,
what do you think about the ending without spoiling it? I think it's so beautiful.
The ending, I think, was really cool. It's I was kind of curious how the movie was going to end, just because.
I think we can talk about it.
Yeah, I think the statute of limitations on that movie is over, given that it was like 60 years ago almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Baby Jane suddenly having her audience again, and and then, but hopefully also Blanche being saved. Like, I was kind of curious where it was going to go, just because it's, it couldn't have had like the big Hollywood ending. I think that we're used to, where everything's cleaned up all neat and tidy.
When she pulls Joan's body onto the beach and just sits there with her as if they're watching the fucking sunset, I think that's pure poetry.
Well, and it
is so beautiful.
Well, and like. And it is interesting, like the relationship of them as sisters, where clearly like there is care, but there's also resentment. Like there is this, they do have a very complicated relationship. Mm-hmm. And so, it was fun to watch. I'm glad I got to see it. And
but you are in the chair, Blanche. You are in the chair.
That's the line that Todd always says. But you are, Blanche.
But you are.
So that happened.
That's sweet.
I went to one of my favorite places in the world yesterday. I went to Game Dude in North Hollywood.
I don't know it.
If you call them, their automated voice answering thing will tell you that you've reached Game Dude, the largest video game store in the universe, complete with that sort of weird emphasis.
Wow.
But yeah,
how have I never heard of it?
It's awesome. It's not a whole lot to look at. It is sort of it's a warehouse pretty much in North Hollywood that when we pulled up, Todd actually asked if I was going to kill him there and just stuff him in the trunk, because it's a little shady looking.
Yeah.
But it's really great. And in there they have
does it look like a pawn shop almost? And then it has like the glass casing, and then they have the games on the walls too.
Yes.
Oh, I think my brother has brought me there once before.
Because they have freestanding wire shelves that you can't get to. It's just the staff that is in the pathway.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
I have been there.
And they have a huge stock of used games. And then they also have glass cases with all the new stuff.
Yeah.
And the best thing about about them is that like they don't pull this GameStop shit where like oh yeah, bring us your discs. We don't need cases. We don't need manuals. Whatever. Just bring us your discs. It's fine. Game Dude has a very strict policy about
You need all the components.
yeah, and like the quality of the disc has to be solid, and it needs to come with its box, its manual. And if you don't have the box, that's like $5 off the trade-in value.
Oh, sweet.
And if you don't have the manual, it's like $2 more off the trade-in value.
So they must sell them at like full price, like at price.
Well, they know
what they're worth.
They know what they're worth. That's the thing, because I know like their copy of, if they have a copy of Snatcher for the Sega CD, it's $500.
Jesus
it's
Christ.
Crazy.
That is a snatcher.
But like in general though, they know what things are worth, and so yeah, it was really fun to go there. I had a little list of stuff I wanted, and I was looking for a friend who's trying to complete his NES collection. And
like a complete collection or certain games?
He gave me a list of certain games, but he's trying to complete it.
Jeez, that's a small fortune.
But yeah, they didn't have any of those, which is a bummer. Like if anything, I sort of struck out a little bit, but I ended up still walking away with a few things.
Name 3 that he was looking for, or she?
Oh God,
he.
Hold on. He.
Okay.
Let me grab my the list from him. They're a lot of them were ones I'd never heard of. Silkworm.
No.
The Blues Brothers. I didn't realize they made a game based on.
I think I actually played that.
And
then
New Ghostbusters 2. I didn't realize they made 2 Ghostbusters games.
I remember that too.
From that, and then like Stunt Kids.
So if anybody out there has those games, you contact Rob because he will buy them off you.
Because so I was looking to hook him up, and then there were a couple things I wanted. I ended up getting some stuff, just adding to the backlog because that's what I do now.
You have your own library, so
yeah. I bought like the new PS4 release of the Kingdom Hearts reissues, which is like Kingdom Hearts Endless 2.8 remix something or other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2. It's the handheld games and the mobile game. On one disc, and then Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but it's 1.5 and 2.5.
Jeez.
Remastered, whatever the fuck they call it. That comes out at the end of the month. So I want to actually play through the Kingdom Hearts so I can be ready for Kingdom Hearts 3.
I keep hearing that they're pushing back Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, the thing's been delayed forever.
Yeah, but I hear rumors that it's not even going to come out this year.
That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I don't know anything for sure.
Yeah.
But it'll give me plenty of time to play through the other 5.
There's a ton of stuff coming out that's going to distract you.
Yeah. Well, so I grabbed that, add to the pile. And then I bought Drakengard 3, which I didn't realize until I hit up the Wikipedia page. I thought that Nier and Nier Automata were 2 things from the developers of Drakengard, but it turns out that Nier is actually in the same sort of universe as Drakengard.
Oh,
and so Nier, the first, or Nier, I guess it was Gestalt or Nier Replicant, the one that came out for PS3 and 360, was a sort of spiritual sequel to the Drakengard series.
Wow,
I couldn't have told you that. I had no fucking clue.
I didn't even know this game existed, so there you go.
And I hear they're the same sort of thing where they change genre and they're kind of crazy, but that's kind of what they do, and they're kind of meta about it. And so I bought Drakengard 3 for the PS3, and then I went searching on the internet for Drakengard 1 and 2, which are both for the PS2.
Okay.
And I ended up buying one of them and bidding on the other, so hopefully that will pan out.
Well, you'll have some news for us next week.
Yes.
And
then lastly, I got Danganronpa 1-2 Reload, which...
You so lost me on that.
Yeah, it's a very Japanese game.
You know what game I want? I should have asked. If I'd known you were going there, I'd have asked you to find me Persona 4. Unless you have it already.
Persona 4. No, and that's on PS2, right?
I think it's on 2.
Okay, I should have called you before I left.
I totally want to play that because Persona 5 is coming out soon, and it's supposed to be epic. So.
It looks great.
Yeah, so I want to get familiarized with 4.
And I think everyone I know who's played, done the hands-on demos at PSX or E3 or Comic-Con or whatever, any of the events where they've had demo stations, everyone's just all right, Persona 5, I'm in. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So
Game of the year. Just
kidding. Last one I played, I think, was 3 on the PSP. I think.
Oh God, I've never played a Persona. The reason that got me interested in Persona was because they have a trans character that's kind of.
Oh,
I don't think she's playable, but she's she's a character that all these characters know who she is, and she's interactive. So, yeah, she's the waitress with the pink hair. I don't. Well, we haven't played it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, Danganronpa actually seems to have a little bit in common with the Persona, at least what I understand about the Persona series, because Persona is like both RPG dungeon crawling, but also day to day you're at
like
school.
a high school life. Yeah.
And so you actually have to like manage your relationships, but also make
it's like
progress
The
in this game.
Sims with Dungeons and Dragons mixed in.
and so like Danganronpa is it's one of those, it's very Japanese. It is a narrative puzzle type game. There's two of them that I can tell you about, like series wise. There's Danganronpa, and then there's the Nonary sequence, which is 999, like 9 people, 9 doors, 9 days, or whatever. And then they also did Virtue, like the No Escape. That's part of the No Escape series, and like pretty much they are
You're speaking another language to me.
They're kind of interesting in that they are a lot of still frames and just character art and a lot of copy that goes by. And so they create these stories, and then you do a little bit of gameplay of searching a room. It's almost like the modern adventure game, but not an adventure game exactly.
Totally.
But Danganronpa is kind of cool. Like the main villain is this evil bear. And it's about 15 kids who are the best at what they do. Like one is the ultimate pop star, one is the ultimate swimming athlete, one's the ultimate baseball player, and they all get brought into this school that is where the ultimate wherever they
the best
are
of the
goes.
best.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like the Olympic school.
And then they all find out that they are trapped there, and the only
by the teddy bear,
by this evil bear, and the only way to leave is to graduate. And to graduate, you have to kill someone. So there's only 15 students.
So it's like battle royale status.
Kinda, yeah. And you have to kill one of the students, and then you have to get away with it. And
shit.
And otherwise you
it's like that game we play with the wolf.
Yeah, Werewolves Within or Werewolves.
Werewolf.
Yeah,
Werewolf.
That's it.
Yeah.
Werewolves Within is the VR version of it. But yeah, so Danganronpa, it's very Japanese. It's very charming. I grabbed that, and like the third one in that series comes out for PS4 later this year.
Oh wow!
So I ended up buying a handful of.
So you're playing everything right now.
Well, yeah. Well, when we get to the actual like, what are you playing thing, like that segment, we can go more into detail on that one. Yeah. And then lastly, part of my shopping excursion.
Jeez,
sorry, I brought a little list of stuff.
Do you have any money left?
No. I've been on the hunt for amiibos, which amiibos. I don't know if you follow. They are these little Nintendo figures. They look like it's the equivalent of a Skylander.
Gotcha. I know what you're talking about.
And that you scan them.
I have the Disney Infinity ones.
Okay, yeah. So it's similar to that in that you have the little, it's the RFID reader and it does its thing. And a lot of times I was just buying amiibos for characters I liked. Of course, like I saw
your Samus.
Yeah, I have a Samus. I have a Shovel Knight.
I saw your gold Mega Man.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So
Pixel Man
all over the table. Yeah, my Pixel Mario.
Yeah.
And like I just have characters I like and figures that I enjoy.
I love them. They look so cool too.
Well,
you have the Duck Hunt dog.
I do. Well, the Duck Hunt dog came as part of a set of the 3 that came with Mr. Game & Watch.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking, Pixel Man, Mr. Game & Watch.
And it also came with Robot Operating Buddy. And given that my name is Rob, of course, I had to go get the Rob figure.
Of course.
And so I was on the hunt for amiibos because for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, whenever you scan any amiibo, like any non-Zelda related one, it gives you a bunch of like food items. So you don't have to go hunting. You don't have to go collect fruit. It just drops it from the sky.
Oh.
And you can use every amiibo once per day. So
you got a lot of food.
That's why they're all on the table right now, because whenever I play once a day, I just scan all the amiibos, collect all the stuff. And
that's really cool though. And I like how they bring in another, isn't that from a different system?
Yeah, the amiibos were introduced for the Wii U and the 3DS.
Yeah, so I like how they're incorporating hardware.
Cross-platform stuff, yeah. Well, and then
that's good.
The coolest thing is, though, for any Zelda-themed amiibo, whether it's the Smash Brothers Link.
Do you have Zelda?
I don't have any. Well, I only have one Legend of Zelda themed amiibo.
Oh,
I have the 8-bit Link
yeah.
that is at my office. I also have Wolf Link from Twilight Princess.
Okay.
And so I have those at my office, and a coworker has brought in his Toon Link, his Zelda, his Smash Brothers Link, his Ganondorf, and one of the amiibos from Breath of the Wild, the Archer Link. And whenever you would use any of those, they give you an actual like item, like a
weapon,
or a
armor,
shield, or an outfit, or a bow. Like, should give you stuff. Well, yeah, and like it's really great because like I want to say like Toon Link, I got this really great, Wind Waker themed thing. Like it's like the Wind Waker hat. And
oh, wow.
And so if you use your like the old 8-bit Link, it unlocks his official like original green tunic from the original game.
Sweet.
And so like it's really goofy, and I've been on the hunt now to buy more Zelda amiibos. And let me tell you, Todd and I ended up going to 2 GameStops, Game Dude,
They're
Best
all sold
Buy,
out.
and a Target, and all they fucking have are goddamn Animal Crossing amiibos, which I'm all for Animal Crossing, don't get me wrong, but seriously, stop wasting my fucking time.
I don't even know what Animal Crossing is.
Animal Crossing is a very, very cute game series that was introduced in the GameCube days.
Oh.
And it's sort of found new life on the 3DS. But they're
Not what you want.
They're swell and
Not
all,
what you're looking
but seriously,
for.
stop wasting my fucking time. Well, you played Smash on Wii U, right?
Yeah.
The Villager.
Yeah.
The Villager is from Animal Crossing.
Oh, I was wondering what that thing was from. I was like, why this? Why this character? There's so many other characters.
Well, and they made a ton of amiibos from Animal Crossing. Like I want to say they must have made 7 or 8 characters.
Jeez, what a waste, I say.
Right. And God
where's
damn it.
Ganondorf? Oh, they have a Ganondorf.
They made a Ganondorf.
But I want him to look like the 8-bit original.
Oh, like Ganon.
Ganon.
Just Ganon.
Yeah, Ganon.
Yeah, the pig face.
Yeah. That would be cool.
The one I'm looking for is a Metroid. Like the jellyfish parasite Metroid. I want that. Like,
does it have like a clear coating on it and everything?
I mean, they did a Captain Olimar from Pikmin, and he has
the clear.
He has a clear.
Space
he has a clear helmet.
Yeah,
and they could totally do that same thing to create an interior with a little dome around it to create the Metroid. I would love that.
Yeah, I would get, if I had to choose one, I'd probably get Zero Suit Samus because I love her.
Yep, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's what I've been up to outside of gaming.
Oh, I mean, I think that's pretty game related.
It is. It's not me sitting in front of the TV though, but it is.
It gave you some exercise. It was kind of like the modern day Pokemon Go. Modern day.
Because that's so old now.
So last week.
Yeah, I was on the hunt though, and seriously, like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking stores, and no luck.
No luck. But that's what happens when you actually want something and they'll never have it. You just have to come across it.
I did buy the Guardian amiibo from from Breath of the Wild on BestBuy.com. And that'll be arriving later this week. It's
cool.
Giant. It's like the size of like 4 amiibos, I think. It's pretty big.
Jeez.
It'll be neat.
Okay.
And I also bought Dr. Mario amiibo from Target. He's not Zelda related, but he's Dr. Mario, and that's one of my favorites.
That was a good game, a good puzzle game. I'm surprised they haven't brought that back for like the mobiles, iOS, and all that.
Right? Yeah, they could totally do something with that.
Anyway.
So what are you actually playing right now?
I have reintroduced myself to The Witcher since I only got to the Red Baron before.
Oh, the Bloody Baron. He's so good.
What a tragic story.
Oh my God. His quest though, was just an unexpected gem.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm playing it. I'm reinterested in it. I know that Mass Effect Andromeda has taken a lot of cues from The Witcher 3 and incorporate it into the way their game style is and like the side quests and things like that. So I was like, I want to get back into it. And it's a beautiful game. It was my brother's favorite game. So I was like, okay. And I've also read the first couple books.
Oh wow,
and
you are in the world.
I read them before the game came out.
Yeah.
Like The Last Wish, I read because it's originally a a book series, and it's been around for a long time. It started as like short stories in 1986.
Yeah.
And then in 1993, The Last Wish was written, which is the first book with, what basically this game is based on. And
Crazy.
yeah, but even Yennefer has been around since the 80s, and I never knew that.
Well, I knew it was a series of books. I didn't know it went that far back, though.
Yeah, I thought it was like maybe 10 years old, but no, it's 30 years old.
Because, yeah, I mean, like, I want to say at this point, even like what the first Witcher game is probably 6-7 years old, I think. I mean, Witcher 1, I never got a chance to play.
Yeah, because it's PC.
Yeah, and then Witcher 2 at least came to Xbox 360.
And I never had an Xbox.
Yeah.
So.
But then, yeah, Witcher 3 just took over consoles.
It's beautiful. And it's this game, I know everybody probably has, for the most part, played it or like knows about it, but this game is huge. Like, just when you think you like uncovered a piece of the map, it just extends to immense proportions, and it's beautiful, and it's so fucking hot. Like, this game, I'm in heat. That's my thing for like when I play games with hot characters, and it's just so good. And of course, I love Yennefer. I think I could cosplay as her.
I think so.
I want to.
Yeah. You just need a unicorn. Yeah.
Does she ride a unicorn?
No, but there's a scene with a unicorn that you'll see later.
Oh, I haven't gotten that far.
Nor have I, but the internet covered it.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only reason why I know anything about it.
Yeah, I love Ciri too. She's so cute. She's so pretty. Yeah, but another thing I like about The Witcher right now is because of our current political climate, it does ring true to like how all the humans are kind of pushing the magical creatures and the beasts to the outskirts, or they live in the ghettos of the towns. And there's one town I'm in right now where they're just like, we don't want none of you magical creatures in here. This is like a free zone for all those people. Like, if you do one wrong thing, we're going to find you and we're going to kick you out. I'm like, wow, that so is like what we're going through today.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's every decade goes through that, but right now we're in like, it's too much.
Yeah, we're in the thick of it.
The thick of it. So, yeah, that's
Nice.
what I'm playing. How about you?
I finished Legend of Zelda last night.
You finished it?
Finished it. Well, I finished the main story.
At what percentage do you have accomplished?
I was trying to find like some sort of percentage meter on
like
the game,
6.
and there isn't one. I'd be willing to bet, like, if you look at the sheer number of collectibles, I'm probably at about 30% or something like that,
Yeah.
because, well, less even, because there's 900 of one item that you can collect.
Oh,
And
my
at this point,
God.
I've collected 31 of them.
Jeez.
But then,
What
like,
is it, a flower?
It's a seed.
Oh, God.
But then also, like, there's shrines that you use
Activate.
and you have to do these little puzzles in them, and those I've done, I think, 52 of them, and there's 120 of them. So
wow.
I've at least made a dent in those ones. But yeah, like the seeds, I've done nothing.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely, it's laughable how few I've done.
That's like Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I was like, how many fucking flowers are in this game? How many of those little
how many beer bottles?
helix glitches, beer bottles? I'm
Yeah.
like, they're floating in the air. You can't reach them. It takes like 10 minutes just to get one. Forget this.
Yeah,
It's
Assassin's
too
Creed Black
much.
Flag, all the sea shanties that blow away from you.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so I finished Legend of Zelda last night, and obviously
Congratulations.
Thank
By
you.
the way, I think that's in order.
it took me about, I think, 55 hours, I think. It's a very rough estimate. But Todd is still going through Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, he's finished the game, and now he's trying to platinum it.
Yeah, we were talking.
And so I wanted to finish Zelda so he could start playing it, and he's still just doing Horizon. I think he's going to start soon, though. And so,
Cool.
yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into Zelda for more completion later. But at least at this point, I feel like it's a good, like, I can take a breath and kind of come out of
Breath
it.
of the Wild.
I didn't even think about
Oh, yeah,
that.
I went
Jesus. Set that one right up and just missed it. But yeah, since Mass Effect will be out by the time this episode comes out,
Are you going to skip Horizon Zero Dawn and go straight to Mass Effect?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm just sort of dabbling in a bunch of other things right now because I don't really want to commit to any one game because they're all going to get tossed aside as soon as Mass Effect comes until I'm done with that. And so, like, yeah, I dabbled a little bit in Danganronpa 1, and I started playing Little Inferno, which is just, I still don't really understand what that game's all about. It's really goofy and...
Is it a side scroller or
No, it's okay, it's from the makers of World of Goo. And World of Goo was this game that came out for the Wii, and then it came out on everything else afterwards.
Okay.
And you have these little sort of goo pellets that you use to sort of build, and then they connect, and you can build structures, but they have like bending to them. So it's kind of interesting in that like you have to build towers, but they don't have a lot of
structure?
Yeah, and so you have to build smart, like using triangles to create things that bear weight to build like a bridge kind of stuff. And I think it actually uses like real architectural principles in order to make it work. I sucked at it, but they made a game called Little Inferno, and Little Inferno, you pretty much have a furnace and you buy items with in-game currency and then you burn them.
Okay.
And then like eventually you can get like, say you can get like a mini nuclear bomb, and you can also get an alarm clock, and they have these combos that when you unlock them, you unlock additional items that you can buy. And so like one of them is called Time Bomb. So if you burn an alarm clock and the bomb at the same time, you
have
unlock
a time
that.
bomb.
Exactly. So your goal is to sort of figure out these combinations, and there is no fail state in the game. Like you can't lose. There are no points. There is no winning, I don't think, per se.
Or what's the objective then?
Your goal is just to figure out more combinations, unlock more things to burn, and just kind of
keep on going.
Get in touch with your inner pyromaniac. It's kind of goofy and cute and very strange. It's kind of Burton-esque in its
like the style,
the character design, and the whenever you go shopping, it plays like 1950s kind of like commercial music, and yeah, it was a impulse purchase on the Switch, and I've been enjoying that so far.
Very nice.
But yeah, so I'm straight up shotgun blasting my backlog, and that I'm just dabbling in a bunch of things, and I'm afraid to commit to any of them because Mass Effect will take over.
Will dominate. I know. Yeah. I feel the same way, but I'm excited. I want it to consume me.
I'm going to consume it.
Okay, but I want
you want it to
too.
Consume you.
Yeah, I want it to ravish me like I've never been ravished before. It's hot sweat sliding over my body as we roll in the dust.
Oh my God. As you just wrote a romance novel about you playing Mass Effect.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
So, and you will be playing as Lady Rider.
Sarah.
Yes.
Yeah. I did a online poll.
You did? And did the poll actually finish?
It finished.
And what were the verdicts?
I think Scott Ryder won 53 to 47%.
That's pretty close,
which
though.
Is, I mean, typically what the gaming, like if you split gamers nowadays, like male versus female, that's basically the percentage you get. So it's interesting how it was like a microcosm of what the actual gaming reality is.
We actually had some pretty good turnout on the vote, right?
Yeah, there was about 40 people who...
It's pretty good.
I mean, good enough for me.
Yeah.
Ow, I just bit myself and I'm bleeding.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel bad. Like I played through Mass Effect just as male Shepard, but and then of course I found.
So are you going to do Sarah?
Well,
or are you going to do both?
I'm probably going to just play as male Ryder, Scott Ryder. But like, I mean, although I'm kind of curious if I hear that like the female voice performance is significantly better, then I'll probably end up doing that. If I'd known that Jennifer Hale fucking just slaughtered it as Femme Shep, I would have probably played as her the whole time. But I didn't know that, and so I ended up going with male Shepard just because, and with the default face, just because everyone I made looked like a monster, and default male Shepard just looked like he belonged in the world. And so I just kind of went with it, and I was like, it's fine. We'll just, I'll give him a stupid name, which I did.
What was it?
Ladle. I don't know why.
Commander Butt Pants?
No, his name was Ladle. Ladle Shepard. Like something that you serve soup with.
That is dumb.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think I was trying to think of a name, and I happened to like I looked towards the kitchen, and I was like, oh, ladle, why not?
Mine was dumb too. It was Cetine.
So, yeah, I am very excited.
So
about
Tuesday, it's coming out.
Oh my god. Well, and speaking of Mass Effect, there was something that came up in the news that I wanted to talk about, just because it's, like, seriously, I love the internet, but also at the same time,
Oh yeah,
it can be real nasty.
I want to hear this.
So, okay, I know that you've seen there've been posts about some hinky animations in Mass Effect Andromeda.
Like the walking and the gorilla walk and all that.
Yeah, and the facial expressions are a little weird. And somebody did a search, I guess, and they found a woman who worked on Andromeda where, like, her Twitter bio or something said, like, lead character animator or something like that. And all of a sudden, all the trolls came out of the woodwork.
And they attacked.
Yeah, and they just went after her, calling out, just, like, blaming... all sorts of just blaming failure of the animation on her alone.
They know it's not one person, right? It's a whole team of people all
internet,
over the world.
The internet found one person to just direct their ire towards, and they did.
Jeez.
And then they also and then of course the gamer.
Did she shut down her Twitter? She's
I don't think she
hate
did.
all of you.
I think she suspended her Facebook.
But that's so sad.
And then the Gamergaters showed up, making about how women have no place in game development, given that women
fucking Gamergate.
Well, yeah, it was just really gross to sort of see the internet do that. And of course, BioWare did make a statement about it.
Please,
which I'm going to see if I can find right now on my phone.
Yeah, that's just so disheartening. And especially, because there's been a lot of fucking games out there that, didn't have the greatest animation, but a man developed it or was the lead,
so no one gets any bullshit
nobody got any bullshit. But when it's a woman, it's all over.
And yeah, it looks like, I think based on the statement from BioWare, maybe she didn't even actually work on this game. So it says recently, this is the statement from BioWare's GM. Recently, a former EA employee was misidentified as a lead member of the Mass Effect Andromeda development team. These reports are false. We respect the opinions of our players and community and welcome feedback on our games. But attacking individuals, regardless of their involvement in the project, is never acceptable. I'm glad that BioWare stepped up as the adult in the fucking room and reminded people, like, seriously, internet? God damn it. What the fuck? Like, just calm down. What? And also, like, it is weird. As much as I can appreciate a game that's beautiful and does everything right, as much as I can appreciate the killer animations of Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us and even Horizon Zero Dawn, like these really great character animations.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. And I don't think that hinky animation in Mass Effect is going to make me hate the game.
And I'm sure they're going to have a firmware update to fix anything
they'll totally do a patch.
Wonky.
Yeah. They'll totally patch it.
Patch it up.
They were saying they may not patch it in time for day one, but even if they never patch it, I don't think bad animation is going to take me out of the game.
Yeah.
As long as, like, the combat still works and the writing is still there, then I'm okay with it. And if anything, it just might give me things to screen capture and laugh about, and it might give me this sort of new layer of enjoyment on it. Not to say
Make it
that
a little bit silly.
Not to say that all games should start saying fuck it to their animations, because Rob might enjoy if they're broken. But, like, I can definitely separate a problematic gorilla walk from the rest of the game.
Yeah, I personally, aesthetics to me is a huge deal. So it might take me out of the game to see this, like, wonkety walk. I'm not going to lie. It is a little distracting because especially what we've seen in other games and look at Bayonetta. She has the best walk on. I mean, she has a runway walk.
Yeah, when Todd saw that, immediately he started throwing out all sorts of yes, hunty, yes, queen.
Hunty, yes, queen. So if that was possible in PS2 or 3?
3.
Yeah. They should be able to do it now.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I'm not, like, dissing anybody, but come on.
Well, and the only thing I think also makes me a little more forgiving is just that there's so many NPCs, there's so many characters. If you have a main character who's kind of busted, that's kind of a problem.
But, like,
if it's a
Just some random
If it's a
robot
merchant
somewhere.
at the Citadel with like a broken fucking face, well, whatever. I'm gonna see them once.
Yeah,
Like-
and that's real life. So
There are all sorts of busted people.
nobody's perfect. Let's just go with that.
Yeah, that was a much more diplomatic approach. But yeah, there are busted people everywhere.
There are busted people. And there's a ghost right outside my window, so she's probably busted too.
Well, I still love the fact that like, have you seen Mulholland Drive?
Oh God! Don't even bring up that homeless woman.
Yeah.
I will have a.
I feel like
Do not put that in my head, Rob.
I feel like
oh my God.
she's the man behind Winkies.
Oh my God.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I think I just broke you.
I like have tears now. That scared me so bad when I saw that.
That is one of the scariest scenes of any movie ever, I feel. Like for a non-horror movie, that scene is fucking terrifying.
Think of that now when I hear that woman's voice.
Sorry.
That or Aunt Zelda from Pet Sematary.
The two things that have ruined you forever.
Ruined, scarred for life. Well, I want to bring up a little article also that I read really fast. And of course now it's not scrolling up. What the fuck just happened?
Well, while you look for that, I can do a quick plug.
Yeah, go for it.
So in our very first episode, I talked about my favorite games of last year. And one of them was a little title from a developer called Night School called Oxenfree.
Oh, yeah.
And Oxenfree had a spectacular soundtrack by Scientific, I believe. Mm-hmm. And the dialogue is real good. The voice actors are real solid. It is just a great game. And you can play through it in a single sitting if you can commit to like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it's like a 5-hour game.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. It has, it doesn't really do a lot of jump scares, but it actually creates some serious tension and suspense and some genuine like scares that are just
psychological.
Yeah, it has this really great build to it. And so Oxenfree, I can't recommend it enough because it's awesome. It's on Xbox One. It's on PC. It was
up for Game of the Year, wasn't it? Or something like Indie Game of the Year. Some awards recognized it as
it got some
a
love.
runner-up. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so it's on Xbox One. It's on PS4. It's on PC. And as of last week, it is now on iOS. So
Sweet.
You can get it on your
Play
phone.
it on your phone.
You can get it on your iPad. And the price is $4.
I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah. So if you are in any way possibly interested in it, it's better than the $20 it'll cost you on a console. Mm-hmm. Just pay the $4, play it on your iPad or your phone. It is great. Okay. So I just wanted to say that because
Oxenfree.
Yeah, if you're not playing
$4
Oxenfree,
iOS.
Yeah,
do it.
If you're not doing it, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong then because I haven't played it yet. Oh shit! I'm gonna get it though.
Yeah, get that on the iPad and just do it.
Totally. Okay, so this is a study case, and it was in France, and this is on GMA News Online, and it says video games linked to sexism in teenagers. Yeah, and this just came out today. And so it says, the more time a teenager spends on video gaming, the likelier he or she is to display sexist attitudes and gender stereotypes. A study of thousands of French gaming aficionados has found. The study carried out by a team of French and U.S. researchers compared the time spent by 13,520 young people playing video games and their attitudes to women and gender roles.
Wow.
The results published on Friday in the Frontiers in Psychology journal suggest that increased exposure to video games is associated with higher levels of stereotyping and sexism among teenagers. And then it continues to say, content analysis has shown that women are underrepresented in video games, which, yeah. And they have passive roles. They are princesses who need to be saved or secondary sexualized objects of conquest. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and Feminist Frequency, Anita Sarkeesian did that whole series about tropes in video games against women.
Yeah.
And one of the best ones that she did was the Damsels in Distress, where she made a Tumblr of screenshots of all the damsels in distress.
Oh,
and
it goes on for hours.
Well, one of the best ones, because she always said name of the character, name of the game, the year, and I think the system.
Okay.
And the best ones, the most telling, rather, were when it would be like, unnamed princess, this game. Like, a lot of these women didn't even have names. They were just princesses in trouble. Which,
wow.
Yeah, when just the phrase unnamed princess is pretty fucking damning on women's status in games.
I'm sure they even go up to 2017.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
totally.
It says both boys and girls participated in the study, 51 and 49% respectively, but results indicate that sexism was higher among males. And then it goes on and says religious fervor was a greater determinant of sexism, obviously, because religion ruins everything.
Yeah.
And television, on the other hand, had a smaller impact than video games when it comes to sexism. Oh my God.
Sorry, I just realized I'm wearing a shirt that's the same color as the Post-its that we're using, which is bright pink.
Very pretty. I love it. Well, it is National Women's Month.
I'm representing.
Yes, you are. I like that. And so are our Post-its.
Yes.
Sorry, and that's
continue.
why we're reading this too.
Yes, continue.
And then it says experts also worry that violent video games could negatively affect its users, which has always been a problem.
That's always been a concern.
A concern, thank you.
Yeah.
Triggering aggressive behavior. The scientific community remains divided over the controversial link between violent video games and aggression. And then lastly, it says that Bigu, who's one of the researchers, said it would be unfair, quote unquote, to tar all video games with the sexism brush by saying that because the main offenders are the best sellers.
Okay.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, totally. They're the ones that, they've
Yeah.
had the most outreach. Well, and I read a thing. I mean, of course, there's so many studies on aggression in video games. One of my favorites, because I thought it was just, it gave me a little bit of a surprise, was saying that shooters are not the ones that actually generate the most aggression. It is sports and racing titles that tend to generate the most aggression and competitive nature in people.
Not even like Grand Theft Auto?
No, I mean, like they
Wow.
found that a lot of
Because
times,
that's very racist.
but a lot of times people have found that those actually kind of are more of, I think, pressure release for some people, while games like FIFA and Madden and racing games tend to make people more aggressive in person and also more aggressive drivers. And it tends to create this sort of urgency where people get really competitive and aggressive.
For me, it's Uncharted 4 multiplayer. Because if my day is going bad, that thing will fuck it up. Because I will get real raunchy. Those poor viewers of mine and my bad potty mouth.
From that, though, was there the thing about the famous lady or like the best ladies in gaming?
Yeah, so because it's Women's History Month, I looked up this little article on Destructoid, and they named Carmen Sandiego as the greatest female video game character of all time. And there's a lot of characters out there. And what do you think about Carmen Sandiego?
Well,
I love her, by the way. The cartoon in the 90s was amazing.
Oh, I loved the game show.
And the game show on PBS.
Yes, the game show. That had rockapella doing all the music.
Yes, it did.
I sucked at that game, by the way, because I'm not good with geography.
I was a good guesser.
I did reasonable guesses, but yeah, I was not confident about any of the answers.
Right. She's pretty dope, though, Carmen.
Yeah. Well, she is definitely cool in that she is a criminal mastermind. She's mysterious. But she's also not super oversexed because she's in the giant sort of trench coat.
Mm-hmm.
And
even though
and the
she
giant
is
hat.
obviously pretty, her face isn't half burned under that hat.
Yeah, but like I feel at least she wasn't hypersexualized.
Yeah,
and she was a very competent villain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's probably one of the smartest villains out there. Yeah.
And so I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if I would call her the best female video game character ever.
Yeah. Who would you choose?
Well, my gut instinct is to go with Samus.
Oh, I love Samus.
Yeah, like
Samus is dope.
Yeah, she is powerful. She's independent. Mm-hmm. She's a fucking bounty hunter.
Yep.
And of course, though,
possibly trans. I just got to throw that in there. Boop.
Possibly new half.
Yeah.
And like the one thing about her though that is a little bit of a bummer is that we didn't know she was female until the end. It was sort of a bit of a rug pull. They didn't really establish, which it's kind of nice that she just does everything that everyone assumes a man can do.
Yeah.
Or a man did.
I think it was even more impactful.
Yeah, and so that's kind of cool. But the problem is she never really spoke until, I think she spoke in Metroid Other M, actually like with audio recording, but she didn't really have dialogue though until Metroid Fusion.
Yeah, that
for
was
the
like the
Game Boy Advance.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was her responding to an AI that was a mentor of hers the whole time. And so like I feel like her physical actions make her one of the coolest and best female characters, but unfortunately she's been poorly written ever since they decided to give her a voice.
Yeah, why did they write her so they have the chance now to rectify that with the Switch.
They do.
They have the power to make beautiful game with a great storyline.
Because they can't make her this dainty, submissive thing because she's not.
No, and that well, I want to tell mine, but I want to also get to that little thing about Link, cross-dressing Link in the new game.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get back to that.
Okay, but let's go for your
So,
your
I love a lot of ladies in video games. One of my favorites is hypersexualized, but that to me is powerful in a way, and it's Bayonetta.
Yep.
And I love Bayonetta.
Yeah, as do I.
And even though she's like super sexualized and she does get nude in it, she's also very sassy. She's very street smart.
Well, she's in control, I feel, of her sex appeal, at least.
Yeah, her sexual identity. She's the one that's calling the shots.
Yeah.
It's not the people around her, it's her. And it's like she chose to be who she is rather than the people around her kind of like creating this person.
Yeah.
I guess. But some other notable influences. Chloe Fraser.
Of course.
Samus, like you said. Chun-Li.
Yes.
I love Chun-Li.
Mm-hmm.
And Princess Zelda. Because maybe in the first one she wasn't so powerful.
Depending on the game, she's very capable.
Yeah.
Because, her is Pirate Zelda from Wind Waker.
Yeah.
And, of course, whenever she's doing the Sheik thing, she's running around kicking some ass.
And even in, wasn't she a great character in Hyrule Warriors? Was she? Maybe
I don't
not.
know. I don't know.
I didn't play that. I thought I saw some footage, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
In Breath of the Wild, she actually is an interesting character. She is delicate. She is damaged. But she has her own struggles of who she's expected to be and who she ends up being. And she also has some power. Like she is, I feel like they did an interesting job sort of creating her as this sort of, she actually has a voice.
Yeah. She's no Princess Peach. Like, I mean,
she's such a ditz. I hate Princess Peach.
Peach is such a moron.
Yeah. I find her very frustrating.
Yeah. But, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
That's her character.
Yeah, she's just very, very ditzy.
I feel like Luigi's a ditz too, personally, but that's just my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cross-dressing Link.
Cross-dressing Link.
Yes.
I kind of think that it's bringing back some old Nintendo tropes from back in the day when it was more of a gag to have a cross-dressing character rather than it being identity or being like, especially now that we have so many trans awareness issues.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit time sensitive.
It does feel like a relic of the past. It does not feel like it's paying attention to...
It didn't move forward.
Yeah, it's not paying attention to the sensitivities of the world and how people feel about that.
I feel like it was just a bunch of men in a room thinking, oh, this would be funny. Remember when we used to do this? Let's make it part of the game now.
Yeah, because they made a...
And Link is pretty. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, he totally is.
Yeah.
They made a level or a city that only women are allowed to go into.
Yeah,
and so
this is the background.
Yeah, and so you have to dress as... You have to, fool them.
Well, yeah, and apparently, I mean, there's so many articles out there, I don't think I'm giving anything away, but apparently you gain help from somebody who has also entered the city through similar means.
Yes.
And so...
Yeah. I remember actually...
It's a tired trope.
As soon as it happened, I actually kind of said to myself, well, I can't believe this game is doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't bother me, but also at the same time, though, I can recognize that it seems... unnecessary or just like it could have been done better.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to do it, like, I don't know. It felt very thoughtless in a game that is otherwise so thoughtful.
Right. It was just like they threw it in last minute.
Well, and I guess it's that curse of a game that feels so finished and feels so complete in everything it does, the one thing, like if the one bug you encounter or the one kind of questionable narrative choice it does just sticks out like a sore thumb because everything else feels so right.
Yeah.
So
it is really a failure, I would say. Even though I think it could have been possibly a really great like segue, bring in some things that maybe haven't been discussed. But they just did it wrong, from what I understand.
Well, and actually, one thing that I would have really liked maybe is even if you just been able to control a second character for a while and maybe like...
that would have been good.
It wouldn't have fit in with the sort of the story the game is creating, and it wouldn't fall into the mythos and the rules of the world. But it would have been really interesting to sort of see like if, okay, fine, you can't get into the city, but you know what? This woman can. And so maybe you play as her in order to accomplish what you need to in the city, and then she comes out and reports back to him, and then he gets to continue on the story from there. Not to like use a female character, but to get your...
Or she could have taken him as a captor or something like and come out from the jail, and then sneak your way up and talk to this person.
Yeah, because I feel like there were other options.
There were other options. There always are.
Yeah, to suddenly dressing you up as like a sexy harem type lady.
Yeah.
So
probably no harm meant by them. However, just uninformative, a little bit stupidity, but whatever.
I'm actually kind of surprised the internet hasn't totally eaten it alive. Yeah, which
I don't know if that means people have gone that far. It's a huge game and it just came out last week.
But still, like I figured there'd be outrage by now. If there's already outrage about character animations in a game that's not even available yet.
Oh, good point.
Then
good point.
Yeah, but it could just be that Legend of Zelda, since we get one so seldom, that everyone's just willing to take it.
They'll take it.
But yeah.
Well,
yeah. What can you do?
How are we on time?
We're doing pretty good. We should
that means like we have 5 minutes.
Yeah, we should be wrapping up soon. There was one thing I noticed though that an article that recently came out that I'm really excited about, and I don't know if you knew about it.
Yeah, tell me.
Capcom is releasing a bundle of 6 remastered Disney Afternoon classics.
Shut the door. I loved all their classic Capcom Disney games. That's what I was trying to say.
So for Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4, they are releasing a collection that contains 6 NES titles.
Only 6 though?
They are Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, DuckTales 1 and 2, and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
That's 5.
Isn't it? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, fuck. Then there is another one in here. Oh, there's a second Rescue Rangers. So 2 DuckTales, 2 Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, and Darkwing Duck.
And what I noticed is they're all based off the TV shows, not off of the movies.
Well, yeah, because Capcom had a deal with for the licensing on the TV shows, I believe.
But no, they did. Capcom did. I remember the Aladdin games.
Well, yeah, at the time though, that was Super Nintendo when that happened. These are just the old
the
Nintendo.
8-bit. Yeah, you're right.
But those are great games though, and I'm excited about playing them again.
Ooh, Rescue Rangers was one of my favorite games.
That game was so good.
It's so good.
Yeah. So it's going to be like visiting an old friend. I'm really excited about it. Or
even The Little Mermaid. That was one of my favorite games.
Oh yeah, and that actually was Capcom doing one of the movies.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll do a Disney movie collection. For now, it's the Disney Afternoon collection. Which
that's right.
I'm all for.
Totally. Yeah. So I wanted to bring up. Said I was going to bring up Firebrand from last week, which is a graphic novel / comic book series available on Webtoons. And it's really good. And it's called Firebrand, The Initiation of Natalie Prisano. And it's written by Jessica Chobot and Erica Lewis. And the art is by Claudia, I'm going to butcher this, Aguirre? Aguirre? I don't know. Aguirre.
Where is that?
So right here.
Aguirre.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's because we didn't do our dictionary.com.
We didn't.
No. So that's why I can't speak. And so it's basically about this teenage witch. Her name is Natalie, and she is looked after by her aunt, Selena, as her guardian. And it kind of has that coming of age situation where kind of like seen in Wonder Woman and when she's in Themyscira kind of practicing and honing in on her skills. Or even more closely related to like Morgan Le Fay when they take her to Avalon to learn her magic. That's kind of what I get from this. And I really like it because I feel like I'm reading Archie and Veronica squished and meshed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. And it's funny and the action's fast, so I don't feel like it's just dragging on.
Yeah.
And there's funny little jokes and memes, and the characters are really cute, and the boys are hot. There's this one boy named Luca, I think his name, or I forget the name of the character, but he's so cute. So that's available on Thursdays. A new episode comes out every Thursday on Webtoons for free. So I recommend checking it out.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So who you crushing on?
My crush is Geralt.
Oh, of course.
From The Witcher, because I'm playing it and I'm staring at his butt for hours at a time
that
now.
Cat-eyed silver fox.
God, he's so gorgeous. And he gets naked a lot in this game, and he is scarred to the T. You know he's tough. That's a tough man. I had sex with prostitutes about 2 or 3 times already just so I could see him naked. That's where I'm at. But yeah, he's beautiful, and he's very suave, which I like. He kind of almost looks a little bit Spanish, I would say.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah, like he's a Spanish. What are they? What are those people called?
Spaniards?
Explorer?
Oh, like a conquistador?
Conquistador, yeah. Some hot man. Spanish?
Yeah, I was like, a Spaniard?
Spaniard? No. Thank you. Thank you for that, though.
You're welcome. I do my best.
Oh, and of course, he's in cahoots with Yennefer, who is in my mind me when I'm playing. So I'm like, whenever they're together, I'm like, ooh, this is good.
Very nice.
Yeah. How about you?
So mine is from a couple years back from the game Sleeping Dogs. The character Wei Shen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He is.
Ooh, he's hot.
He is a sexy undercover cop, and he has a giant tattoo on his back, and I think it goes onto his chest too.
And he's as smooth as Geralt too.
And he is just
no body hair on that one.
He's a lovely man. Not totally my type, and the whole hairless thing, but he's just lovely to look at. And
he's a seal too.
Like when I was playing the game, like I was doing the thing where you change their clothes, and he happened to be shirtless for a second, and Todd walked by, and Todd normally scolds me whenever I play a game with a shirtless, attractive character. He's just like, oh God, could you be any more, just that guy.
Could you be so gay?
And then like he saw this, and I put a shirt on him, and Todd actually said to me, he said, wait, hold on, what are you doing? You're gonna cover that up?
That magic?
Like, you don't cover that up.
You don't cover up Michelangelo's. What was it?
David.
The David. Yeah, David.
So so I played through all of Sleeping Dogs pretty much with Wei Shen, shirtless, with pants though, but and with sunglasses. And no shoes, because when he runs in barefoot, you hear the tap, 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 tap of his feet on the ground.
And it's cute.
It's hilarious.
You can tell he never stepped on fiery coals before.
Yes. No, just pat, 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 pat.
Like little baby feet.
So, so yeah, Wei Shen from Sleeping Dogs is my man, and that game is also really good. I played through it on 360, and then I played it again on PS4.
So in that game, I didn't play it. So if you wear clothes, you get like power-ups?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it helps you out.
There are, if you wear a complete outfit of certain types,
you
then
get more
ups,
protection.
Yeah, 10% more this or whatever. It is definitely worth playing though. I'll have to bring that disc for you. It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'd probably try to play him in his underwear now.
Because it was like a GTA clone, kind of, in that it's a crime game with an open
remember
world
when it
in
came
Hong
out.
Kong.
Yeah.
But it's so good. And it broke my heart when that developer shuttered its doors because I needed another Sleeping Dogs real bad. But yeah, what can you do?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But
it happens.
On the upside, though, another little sort of little tangent here. They are making a Sleeping Dogs movie.
Oh.
Yes.
Like an anime or an live action?
A
or
live action movie.
Is it American, Japanese? Like, who's making it?
I believe it'll be American, like an American, made movie.
Yeah.
And it stars someone from Rogue One, whose name I don't remember. But he's the blind guy in Rogue One.
Wait, he's not sexy.
Well, they're going to make him sexy. I don't know. Donnie Yen Chirrut from...
He seems like too old
Rogue
to play that guy.
That's what I was kind of thinking too, but he's going to be Wei Shen. And the crazy thing is, though, that the actual character, the guy who played Wei Shen...
It's probably like 30.
He's definitely, I think, more attractive, and he is more closely age appropriate. That guy was Will Yun Lee, who he was in the last season of True Blood, and he's been in some things. He was in like the movie The Wolverine, the one that took place in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Like,
or who is he? The same guy who played Snake Eyes in the G.I. Joe movie, or not Snake Eyes, but the Shadow. Oh God! Did you see the G.I. Joe movies? I know you're not a fan.
I didn't, but I think that might have been him.
He's like a martial arts master, became like a movie star because of that.
No. He's just a normal actor.
Oh,
but
I don't know who I'm thinking of, but he played not Nightcrawler, but his nemesis, like Snow Shadow, or I can't remember his name. But,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's super hot though. Fuck. And he was in a few movies for a while, but I haven't seen him in anything recent.
But yeah, so
that looks like the character in the game.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm excited about Sleeping Dogs movie though, even though we're not getting another game. But yeah, Wei Shen, wonderful, so good,
awesome. And as one last thing, I kind of wanted to do this because I'm kind of like a cosplay aficionado, and it's just something I like. I think it's cute and sexy and everything in between. So I want to call out, if I have a chance, a cosplay of the week, because it's so great. And this one is, I'm going to post it, but it's Princess Mononoke.
Oh.
But it's by this guy named Vapor Chill, and you can find him on Instagram at Vapor, Vapour, Chill Music. And he doesn't have a lot of pictures up, but his freaking Princess Mononoke is so fucking hot, and he has the best body, and I'm just like, okay,
well,
he definitely deserves the first one.
Well, I look forward to
if I had
posting that when the episode goes live.
Yeah, if I had a little like trophy or candy or something, I'd send it his way, but that would be the prize.
Very nice.
Yeah, so
cool.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, I think that's all I got. Well, thank you for joining us this time.
Thank you so much.
And if you want to follow us, you can follow Cetine at
Cetine the Dream on Instagram and Twitter, and just Cetine, Cetine on Twitch.
And I am Fast Danger on Twitter, and I'm Mr. Gladstone, where Mr. is spelled out, on Instagram and Twitch.
You can also follow us at BitDiff Podcast, BITDIFF Podcast, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Or you can email us at bitdiffpodcast@gmail.com.
And we have new episodes every Wednesday.
And you should follow, rate, and comment in iTunes and Google Play. So, yeah. And tell a friend. Tell many friends.
Tell a friend, tell a foe.
Definitely tell a foe.
Yeah. And, be sure to rate and comment. Like, it doesn't matter. Just say what you think. You don't have to try to impress us with a 5-star review.
And seriously,
which we love, but
also criticism and also you can, we gave you many ways to reach out to us. You could also tell us something that you want us to cover, or something you want us to do less of, or whatever. Like we're up for some
or
some
even
feedback.
like a story, a listener story would be really cool.
Yeah,
like just like or who do you think is your hottie of the week, or cosplay? If you have something you want to tell us about, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, if there's something that we don't know about that we should know about.
I mean, we do know about pretty much everything.
Well, I do my best, but still.
Yeah, but good luck with that.
Yeah.
Try to impress us.
Anyway, thanks again for coming.
Thank you so much, and chowsies.
Bye.